Guyana's best pone, and I've gathered all our ingredients, which are, here's a freshly cut cassava and coconut. I chopped it into pieces, and then we're going to put it in here and blend it up so we can have it all crushed or grated. We have freshly grated or ground ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, of course some butter, some condensed milk. We cannot do it without our coconut milk. A little bit of baking powders, not a lot, we're not going to use a lot of it. Of course we're going to have pure vanilla for flavor. And of course some brown sugar. We're not going to use white sugar because it's going to make it too sweet. So the brown sugar will give it its perfect flavor. And okay, well, we're going to take a break, but in the interim, I'm going to grate these coconut and cassava, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, go back. Okay, so welcome back. As you see, I've started grating the coconut and cassava, and here it is. Easy way, instead of hand grating it, I've cheated a little bit, and I've used the mixer, the bullet. So we basically just add the coconut and cassava in there, add them all. I think it's just enough right now where I can make one last blend. And then I put it in here. And we're gonna just, not to keep it going, but pulsate it a little bit. Pulse, stop, stop. Pulse it until it gets to this consistency, where it's not too fine, and try not to get too many chunks in there. As you see, there's hardly any chunks. So the blender and mixer is doing a very good job. So it's gonna give it the good consistency that you need when making the pone. And I'm going to pause here for now. I'm going to continue to blend this, and then when we come back, I'll show you how we get all the ingredients together. We're going to add the sugar and the butter and try to mix it, and I'll show you how it comes together. So yeah. Okay, welcome back. As you see, I've melted the butter. We needed about 2 tablespoons of butter. I've melted the butter already, and I've greased the baking pan or dish with some butter as well, so that the pone wouldn't stick to it. We're going to go ahead, and as you see, I'm actually following, I have my list of ingredients here, but you know when you're baking, you usually add the wet ingredients, and then I'll add the dry ingredients. So far, I'm going to add the butter here. It's 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add it. And then, per the instructions, it says to go ahead and add the sugar. So we need 1 cup of brown sugar. So here's the brown sugar. Here is my cup. I add 1 cup of brown sugar. Just exactly 1 cup, no more, no less. And I'm gonna try to dissolve the sugar a little bit so that it can just be a little, you know, blended. Okay, so that's the butter and the sugar. I'm going to add, at this point, I'm going to add the other liquids, which are the coconut milk and the carnation milk. I need, what is it? 1 cup of carnation milk. So I'm going to use the same cup. Add the carnation milk. Pouring, pouring, pouring. Okay, this one is finished. Ooh. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to add the carnation milk. Just fold it in a little bit, and then I'll start blending it with the little whisk that I have here. So, here's my whisk. I'm going to whisk the brown sugar in with the milk and let it melt a little bit. Just a little bit, whisk, 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 and then I'm going to add the coconut milk. The coconut milk actually adds a really good flavor to basically anything we make, but in this case, because we're using coconut, the grated coconut, it also brings it out when you're using the coconut milk. So, oops. For the coconut milk, I need half a cup of coconut milk. So, I'm going to whisk here, whisk it a little bit more so it can melt. Take it out. Add half a cup of coconut milk. You see how creamy it is? So good. Okay. So that's the coconut milk. Yes. So here are basically all my liquid ingredients. I'm gonna add the pure vanilla later on in a minute. Still whisking. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the vanilla extract. Pure vanilla extract. It needs, let me see, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Sorry, I couldn't find the 1 teaspoon, so I have half, and half. That makes it 1, right? Okay. So that's the vanilla extract. So all the liquids are already added. I can set that aside so that it, don't forget what I added to it. At this point, I'm going to add the flavors. The sugars, as you see, it's diluted. You can rarely see the crystals. It's all in this liquid form. I will now add the flavor. Oh my gosh, these are from the Amish market and they are amazing. Well, this is cinnamon. I can't smell that. Oh, but the nutmeg. Oh my gosh, I wish you can smell this. It's so good. The nutmeg, and then we have ginger. This is so amazing. It smells like the real thing. It's actually better than McCormick. And I do use McCormick sometimes, but yes, so if you want your spices, you can always go to the Amish market. Okay, so I'm gonna add my spices. I need 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. This is half teaspoon, so I'll use, shake it off. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I need 1 teaspoon of vanilla, I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. 1 teaspoon of the grated ginger, of 2 of them. And I also need, for nutmeg, I need 1 teaspoon, actually I'm sorry, half a teaspoon of nutmeg. I wish you can smell this kitchen right now. It is amazing. It smells really, really good. So I'm gonna mix these in. And the last liquid I'm gonna add is not liquid, I'm sorry. I'm gonna add the baking powder at this time. And I need, for baking powder, even though we're not using flour, it adds a little moisture, or I guess, to it, or it's not as thick. So I need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and this is our before. This. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Okay. I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Excuse the mess right now, but hey, it's a messy kitchen, and it doesn't take away from the actual flavor that we're trying to put together here. So I'm gonna mix it all together. The last thing we're gonna add here is the combination of the cassava and the coconut. And I need approximately 4 cups. So let me see how many cups I can get out of this. 4 cups. And try to scoop it in here. This is already combined. It says for the recipe, it calls for 3 cups of cassava and 1 cup of the grated coconut. I've already combined it to make it a little easier. So we're just gonna do the 1. 2. Don't flatten it. It can be higher, a little bit more. It's fine. I'll try to use it all up. I think I have a little bit more than 3, but it's fine. 3, and then try to use 1 more cup. Matter of fact, it's not that much left, so I'm just gonna add it all. I think we have just enough to make to add them all together. At this point, we're not gonna mix anymore. I'm just gonna fold all the ingredients together. We're gonna fold it. It smells so good in here. Don't you agree? Fold it until everything is combined. And because I've already greased my baking pan, we're gonna bake it at 375 degrees for about an hour and 10 minutes. Or until the top is very golden brown. You can tell. Okay, so I'm gonna level it a little bit. Level it. And I love these dishes as opposed to baking in a regular metal pan because it's glass and it's coated with butter, so it's not gonna stick at all. So I level it a little bit, and I try to put a little bit of lines in there, you know, a little bit of lines. And what I usually do, and you can do it if you want to, it's optional, but you can just take a little sprinkle of nutmeg and just sprinkle it all the way to the top. You know, give it a nice even layer, thin, very, very thin layer. And the oven is at 375, so I'm just going to pop it in the oven now. And when it comes out, I'll show you the best Guyanese pone ever. Put it in a center rack, and we're going to let it bake or watch it bake for the next hour. Now the pone is ready to be taken out of the oven. I'll grab one of my sister's cloths. Turn the oven on, and you'll be the first to see golden brown pone. That looks delicious. Yes. And I'll put it here. And that's it. We'll be back so you can see us cut it. That's it.
So we're in the kitchen today with Cupcakes. You guys can follow her at cupcakes_HC on Instagram. She baked today a Guyanese pone, cassava pone, and she is going to do us the honors of cutting it. And we are going to share this with her two amazing friends, Greg and Gordon.
Hey, Greg and Gordon.
So,
I've already pre-sliced them, so we're going to try to scoop it out of here. And most Guyanese do like the edges of the pone.
Greg is like, yes.
Yes.
Also called bun bun.
Yes, the bun bun. Oh, can I get another sauce?
Oh, sure.
Please. And this way.
Delicious.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
And it pairs well with peanuts.
Oh, really?
And no, pone with red snapper goes good.
And what did you guys drink today?
Tamarind juice.
Tamarind
Real
juice.
lemonade.
Tamarind lemonade.
And
Tamarind
what did you
lemonade.
eat?
Yeah.
What was for
Tamarind.
dinner? What was for
Tamarind.
dinner?
Red snapper, dog, and rice.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
And dessert, sour pone and cashew nuts. Man,
And this is the best pone.
yes it is.
Yes.
Mm.
I think I'm going to get a bun bun.
This is good.
This is so amazing.
Very good.
Yeah, love you.
Very good.
Outstanding. Now I'm going to retreat to my sleep spot.
Bye.
Okay.
Can't mess
Thanks
with
for
the bacon.
joining us. And at SG Meals, no, Meals by SG. And Cupcakes_HC.
That's right.
And
And we will see you guys again next weekend.
next weekend. Yes, next weekend. See you.